Steph Schuler with Real and Raw and my co-host Heather.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, so today we just kind of decided when we walked in what we were going to talk about because I asked Heather a question and she's like, she started to answer and she said, wait, we're going to hold on this content. We're going to do, we're going to peel off to the right here instead of going straight. And this is the topic we're going to talk about is energy, massive shifts in energy, what that feels like, and, give a bunch of different examples. But I'll just start off with the example or the question I had for Heather today, which was, I said, hey, have you ever felt, and I'm being serious about this, Heather. I asked you, have you ever felt like you are, you leave someone and you feel like you're on drugs, but you're not? You have to double check. You didn't gum yourself. You didn't, did I take a morning shot? Like, no, I didn't do any of that.
Drinking a morning glory. I wasn't drinking whatever what do we drink in the morning? Like
Tea? Coffee?
Tea, coffee.
Sometimes. I don't know, but you might be doing
like
a fifth.
Hair of the dog. Is it like mimosa or something like that? You said, man, have you ever woken up in the morning and just felt like you're like high no matter what? And like
it lasts throughout the day. Yeah. And I did. I said to myself, am I flying on the heels of like the 2 glasses of wine I had last night? So, but this has happened to me consecutively. And I'm kind of like, wait a second, there's a pattern here. And, I'm smiling right now, but like, what is happening to me? Am I crazy? But, I'm going to just roll this one out. My God. But I've been single for, 15 years. So I've had, or almost, something like that. Now I'm starting to blush, but like I've had my fair share of men. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Well,
wow.
Wow. We're not going to go in that spiral.
No, we're not doing that. But I'm just saying, like, I know what my energy feels like with many different people, women, and this is not just men, but it's just women. But I'm specifically talking about men at this moment.
Like a romantic type.
Yeah. But so anyway, I say to Heather, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm high? Like, and I swear I'm not doing the drugs, but something, and it lasts all day long, and it'll last till the morning. And she just, what did you say?
I said, girl, that's natural. That's natural when you are in
It's a natural high.
It's a natural high when you are in a relationship, especially a new one, when you're just having that whole physical thing going, the mental thing going.
It's like endorphins are releasing. Like it's like popcorn, but it's like this
natural high, and it's like it's a tantric thing. And you and I mentioned that we mentioned that term only because we're familiar with it. Some people.
So why don't you explain to me, because I've been fascinated by. I'm just gonna again blow the walls down here by tantric sex for 15 years. 15 years. Yeah. Okay. Let me blunder that one up. It was blunderable enough. Just saying tantric sex.
Blunderable.
Okay.
No,
I've been fascinated. So let's dig into.
Well, guess what? I am the guru of tantric sex, and I have studied in India. I have not.
Okay, yeah, because you're gonna get blasted here in a minute. By the 7 people following, you're getting blasted.
-7.
Yeah.
No. The thing is, I'm familiar.
Me too.
I've been very intrigued.
Same.
And wanting to understand more. Not because oh my God, we're whores that want to do the.
No, I mean, Sting talks about it. I think he brought a lot of light. Yeah, to the Sting guy. What's his name? Sting? Yeah.
Sting?
He brought light and shed light on tantric. Anybody that I've talked to about it, which I mean, it's not like easy conversation. I'm not like, hey, so what do you think about tantric?
How do I need
to they're like, honey,
this leg go?
Right over here.
This leg here.
No.
Finger there.
No. Whoa. Anyway, I don't think that it's more about hugging and caressing, okay? But so Sting did bring this to light, and yes, mama.
The baby.
Put the baby to bed. Anyway, tell me about what your fascination with it is, and I'll tell you mine, because again, 15 years ago, I was like, something, you have why am I so aggressive with my hands right now? I'm going to soften my hands a little bit. I'm getting excited.
This is a passionate
conversation.
Because
Yes.
when you
Look at me wiggling around
you
in my
walked in
seat.
10 minutes late, not late, just-
Disheveled.
it's 10 minutes late. Like, hey, man.
10 minutes
Heather.
not early.
And she said, and we had this whole other topic, you know.
Yeah, I
planned.
don't remember what
She
it was,
walks
but
in
yeah.
going, girl, Heather, have you ever just felt naturally high without being high because, you know, you were, I don't know what. And I said, you've been spending time with this person that you're like connecting with
Mm-hmm.
physically, mentally, emotionally, in every way. You've been spending time. And so you're coming off of this natural high cloud of, and
But it's not coming down. And then I feel honestly like I'm doing drugs. And I asked a couple of people, I said, did you put anything in that tea?
What did
Like,
you put in
what
my tea?
did you put in my tea? Is
Somebody put
somebody,
something in
yeah,
my drink.
somebody's like, what do they call it? It's like a morning roofie. Like you can
like
still,
morning, like half roof.
yeah, it's like a halfer.
Yeah, half.
Yeah, the one where you can
half
still move your limbs, right? No, actually, it's not funny. That's not
I think
even
it's a
funny.
natural high.
Because I have been roofied once and I was not able
was
to move
I.
any. You
I was
too.
too.
That's not a good feel. That is opposite of that. What we're talking about, but
Oh, we can talk about that.
no, let's not.
Another-
Yeah, that's gonna kill my
It's not today.
not today.
That's different.
Yes.
Let's go back to tantra.
Okay. Yes. So you call it tantra and tantric tantra. Okay. So
I don't know. Am I saying
Yeah.
it right? I have a 1 bazillionth understanding of it.
okay. So I'm going to put a pin in this story, but I will, just to keep anybody who's thinking of turning this channel right now, there's a great story about to come up where I'm going to actually be open and honest with an experience that I had. And it was tantric. It was I'll give you even the massage parlor address if you want. I mean, this guy needs to be, but
speak.
no, it's going to be amazing. But, and just here's the kicker is that nobody was touching my areas that would typically you'd think would make that happen. No, it was life changing. And one of my closest friends was about 14 inches away. And I'm like, yeah. But anyway, all right, we'll get back to that. So, but I want you to just dumb down for
I
people.
thought we were getting it.
No. So I want to know like what. For people that don't know what it is, maybe they've heard it before. They're like, oh, I know, but that's bad. No. Like, where did it start and why do we need it? Okay.
So, okay. I mean, we want to cut things short because
Yeah.
we have limited time
Correct.
and audience attractions.
Right.
We
They're
wanna-
going to
we don't
tap
wanna
off.
be
I mean,
like
yeah, they're going to peel off in a minute.
going like, but so we're like, we talk fast.
We
Because
do.
we're thinking like it's 30, 40, whatever. I don't know. But I'm going to elaborate on
Okay.
the I don't know part.
Okay.
So there was something in me a long time ago that decided that I wanted to experience a higher spiritual level, and I looked into Kundalini, and
Right.
then I started becoming more attracted to the ancient Hindu, Indian, Sanatana Dharma way of thinking. And then there are different paths with that.
Right.
And then you can go with like Krishna and all these different paths. But then as you're going through these different pathways, you find like little messages.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, Kundalini and also tantric sex,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're going what?
Right.
And so
right.
you kind of like delve a little bit, and you see that not just in that tradition, but it's thrown into the American Western tradition.
Absolutely. Like you see
Tantric
yeah.
chairs,
Oh, I don't know about it. Wow, I might need one of these.
tantric
Wait.
sex, like chairs. and-
What?
oh yeah.
I mean, are they modernized? Like, could I have that in my living room?
But-
and nobody's gonna say, "Oh, that's a tantric
They
chair
won't.
over there."
They won't.
They're just
'cause
gonna want to.
go, "Oh,
It's gonna be like
a
the chair
half-heart
that everybody
shape."
wants to sit in.
Yeah, but we have to at least explain something about what we think we know about it. Which
Okay,
is,
well, I could- yeah.
It's a sexual experience that brings you to a heightened level of awareness, and it's not just I'm reaching orgasm.
No, it's a whole physical, but an emotional and spiritual.
Connection?
Yeah, it's a connection, but it's the synergy between the two that
Two
are.
people.
Wow, I mean,
Yes.
I've experienced it 4 or 5 times in my life, and I will say, like, why I haven't tried to chase that more. I mean, it's not because it really is. You've got to be intimate with the right person. You have to have that experience with, somebody that has an energy level that is close to where you're at. I mean, but when that happens, there's nothing like I don't know why, why anybody would want to do what I call fast food sex. Like, it's nice, but, like when you've had that experience, I'm like, no thanks. Not going to do that.
If we really thought about it, I think we could think of some other metaphors in life that are similar. Like, oh, well, the long-term effect is this if you really put the time in versus the short-term effect.
So the long-term effect is, one, my energy is off the fucking charts right now. Like, I don't care. You could have run me off the road today and I'd be like, that's no big deal, right?
Flat me like
Flat
You could put me in your suitcase and put me all travel.
I'll travel with you too, right?
As Flat Stanley.
Yes, in your pocket.
Happily.
No, I mean, it's that kind of energy, and my creativeness is like booming. I feel physically like I'm high, but I'm high on life. I'm high, like some energy has intertwined with mine that wasn't there before, because I love, maybe it is, but I'm also chanting and doing my meditations. I'll be honest, like I dance every morning when I'm getting dressed. I put music on and I dance naked. Now, no, I don't have a lot of blinds, people, so don't come over.
Fans only.
No fans only. That's a middle-aged titties. Nobody needs to see
fans
that.
only thing? I mean, my God.
I don't even know. I've never even been on it. Once I think I wanted to snoop, but I got so distracted with like a Target ad or something. Oh, it's OnlyFans, not fans only. Yeah, apparently we don't visit that. We don't peruse that site.
I know there's like people that are having sex with like
10 Ooh,
guys.
Okay.
They're like doing 20 guys a
Nobody
day.
needs
It's like they're doing these challenges with like 20.
That doesn't even sound remotely appealing. So that's the opposite of tantric. Just going to say.
It was originally made for like artists to get their work out there.
Oh, they getting their work out.
The porn industry took over.
Oh, got it. The porn industry swooped in and caught on to something.
So it was an artistic thing.
Well, doesn't everything start off that way?
Well, is that what we're going to do? We're going to end up with tantric sex on with the chair and
No, I don't know, but I want to definitely, but let's Mark, I need you to look up those chairs and just let us know what they look like. So
look it up and we'll play.
Yeah, I want to know if they're podcast worthy, if they're modern and contemporary enough. We might be able to sit in those and see what happens. But no, it's okay. Here's what happens. I'm going to tell you one quick story. All right. So my friend and I were having Thai dinner or lunch at dinner. And she says to me, I booked us for 2-hour massages. I was like, well, that seems like a lofty amount of time, but okay, sure. Well, let's do it. So I'm always in for whatever she's throwing down. So we go and there's like a room of, I don't know. They look like little army beds, right? So they're can pack them in, I guess. Maybe there are massage parties. I'm not quite sure.
Where is this?
This is in Dormont. So it's like, I forget the name. Yeah, I'll give somebody might request their number.
North Korea.
No, good. No. I don't think we'd be coming back.
Hanging out in North Korea like
no, they're not. They are not looking to give us a good time over there.
They're gonna give you botulism.
Ooh, even better. So. We're laying down now. It's a 2-hour massage, and that's a long time, right? So the first, I'm on my stomach, right? So he's doing the back, and I'm like, okay, this is an average massage. Okay, that's fine. And then when he flips me over, he starts like, now for nobody can see this if you're listening audio, but he starts to like just touch the middle of where your muscle is on your what's this muscle called?
Quad.
The quad. Yeah. So he's just kind of like kneading the quads. And I'm not thinking much about it. And then he like kind of puts a little bit of pressure on one of the other knees. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh, something feels warm in my body. Well, that was weird. Oh. And then starts really kind of just kneading that thigh, right? And then all of a sudden, my legs start shaking. Okay. My friend is like 14 inches away. As I said, I was like, I'm getting energetically like something's happening over here. And so my legs are shaking and this energy just starts to move up from my feet. And it's like, and everything inside me was like, you cannot let any of this out. there are other people in this room, but I couldn't even help myself. I contained that energy, and it was like I was a rocket ship about to launch off. I can't even explain to you how this feeling was the most blissful feeling I've ever experienced.
From a massage.
Yeah, but it wasn't even, he didn't touch any spots that you would think would, but it was a full body orgasm. And that was like my best tantric that I've ever had.
So you actually went through the whole orgasm.
Oh, God, it was like a blast off, but I kept it in, because my friend was next door. I mean, that'd be really awkward. I'm so sorry, friend. I was about to give her name, but.
In any engagement with the sexual organ?
No, nothing. Did not touch anything. And I had been reading a book.
That's incredible.
It was incredible. And the only reason I'm like, oh, whoa, what's this guy doing? I kind of knew what he was doing after he really started going after those quads. Like, he was kneading bread. That's what it was like. But he was opening some things up that I didn't even know could be unlocked just with the kneading of the bread. Mark's taking tips. Did you see him? He's writing this one down. He's like, note to self, knead the quads.
The quads. But also, I'm just trying to understand, like, what is there's some kind of subtle energy connection.
Yeah.
You know, on a serious note, there must be some kind of subtle energy connection where
it wakes it up.
Do that and connect to that level of.
Yeah.
There's got to be there's got to be something in real life that you and I can compare this to. Like, it would be like if you were this and then that, you know.
Yeah, no, it was just like somebody just put the best way to describe it is this pure, full orgasm that I've never experienced with. I've experienced tantrum a few times with, people, but like they really have to be into wanting to engage with you. I'm not just like soliciting, like passing out cards. You want to do tantric with me? You want to do, like it's really a special person that wants to devote that kind of time and energy into something that most people would just assume like, oh, let's just, let's get hot and heavy. Let's get sweaty for 20 minutes and you go and I go.
So on that point there, I think probably with tantric sex, I'm saying probably, but I'm almost saying yes, that it's more of a sacred situation.
Mm-hmm.
It could take hours. It could take days.
Yes.
To reach
and you're
this
building
level.
it up over time as well.
And there's a specific goal, and there are books, and there are teachings, and there are classes, and it's not just let's get off in the quickest time possible because it's like
it's sacred
I
because
want to go to McDonald's and eat fries and a Big Mac because I'm hungry and I want it's like a dopamine rush.
Right.
Whereas this is like, let's be patient.
Because you're unblossoming some magic, and it sticks with you. It's not like just a regular one where I want to go to fall asleep now. Yes. No, you're exchanging higher energy, and that energy stays with you. That's what I'm recognizing, and that's what I've felt. I tend to date guys that aren't spiritual. I shouldn't say spiritual. They're not like me, and I really welcome them not being like me. I said we'd be like homeless and happy and homeless. I don't know if that's
I think
a thing, but
people like us tend to attract that because we want to. It's like we want you to be like
right. We want you to be balanced because I'm up here. I need you to pull me down every now and then.
And if you're exactly like us, so on the same level, then there's nobody to teach, and not that we're teaching, but sharing.
Right. Well, I like the diversity. I do.
So, I do too.
Yeah, but I forgot where I was going with that. But
you were talking about.
The guy. So I dated a guy for a very long time. And very pragmatic, very analytical. And he would think that this was cute, right? But he's like, not going to buy into this shit, right? Like he's humored by my differences and he embraces them. He's like, look, I don't understand it, but you don't understand my industry. And I'm like, okay, well, that's kind of fair enough.
Was his industry?
Well, he was, I'm not going to just go give this one out, but yeah, he owned his own business and
entrepreneur business.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'm like, I knew we were going to, have sex or whatever. And so I start laying in the bed and I'm like, I'm going to get this motherfucker. And so I'm like I'd learned a lot of breath work, the week before. So I'm like building up this breath work and really concentrating on my sacral energy source down there and kind of pushing it down there, right? I'm just going to entertain myself and see if this works. So, whatever, 10 minutes I'm doing this laying there, and he comes back out of the shower or whatever, and we were doing it, and at the end, all of a sudden, I'm not giving any names, but he lost his mind. Like, I had never heard animalistic cries like that. I was like, oh, wow. Whoa. And it was very long, and he looked at me, he goes, what the fuck was that? And I said, that's energy. He goes, okay, I'm a believer now. But that's what I'm saying is like, there's that potential.
Yes.
But I think most people, we've been shamed by sex. Like, it's not even funny the way that women have been. Like, I was one of those women in the locker room. I'd be like covering up. Now I'm just like, whatever, ladies. Like, let the tatas hang out. Who gives a shit? Like, we're so body shamed.
I know.
Are you body shamed, or you just?
I mean, I think I've let that happen to me over the years, but now I'm just kind of like, I'm at this point now. I'm just thinking, you know what? Why?
Right.
And I have a daughter, and she needs to feel, secure about things, but I'm very comfortable.
Me too.
In my skin.
Okay,
Yeah.
me too.
I mean, there's certain things I think.
I think we all do. Yeah, we all have our little things. But
We do.
okay, so energetically, have you ever? I'm gonna put you on the spot now, Heather. Have you ever experienced a tantric experience?
Experienced an experience.
Yes,
That was
an experiential experience. Have you?
So I
Mm.
can't say specifically like, oh, that moment was
Okay, but Kundalini. How about Kundalini?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then tell people because Kundalini is
That's a whole.
I know that is, but like, just what's that feeling when you feel that Kundalini energy rising?
So you have you have a connection with your body.
Mhm.
This is like a very primitive, just quick
Got it.
explanation.
Okay.
You have an experience with your body where you can say, "This is my body." And this is me, and they're separate but together. And
Mhm.
it is an energy that I'm feeling that it's all connecting, and there's energy all through your body. You can feel it tingling everywhere, and it's giving you strength, emotion, awareness, and you just know that it's existing all through your body.
Mhm.
It's just there. And it really does resemble, if you close your eyes and not even go, it's one of those things. It's an experience. It really does resemble a coil and a not snake, but we call what we say instead of snake. Coils.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm at a loss here. No.
Serpent.
Oh,
And
serpent.
there's
Yes.
what is it? It's in the medical field. It's called a Kadesh.
Yes. So
something.
you
It's like
see
two
that? Yeah.
snakes
That
together.
universal sign for sure.
But it is. It starts at the root. If you're sitting in that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
can't
Yeah.
do this
We
in 5
okay.
seconds.
Got it. But
You
no,
sit in
it's
the
that. But it
Indian
is
cell and it
an
goes up
energy that
yeah.
you feel that fills up your entire body. So
your whole body.
So some people, I
What
know.
is your
Mine
you
is
tell.
like I end up. I can breathe now. Like if I can sit down and I can pull energy through my body at pretty much any given moment, right? But people when they experience chills, they're not sure. Like,
What is
oh,
that?
right. But that's to
That's what
me.
that is.
That's the soul penetrating, saying that's truth.
Tears.
That's
And
something.
tears.
Yes.
Tears, chills, things like that.
Yes, any of those kind of things. So I think that we all experience it.
Yeah.
And also when you're asleep, or when you're falling asleep, have you ever noticed when you start to twitch, right? So that's just energy that's, bound up that wants to release, right? We all do it. So the whole body is this energetic thing. It's not like some woo-woo foo-foo bullshit because we don't have a pulley system. Think about it. Like here I am moving my arm around, right? Waving to you. Hey. How am I doing that? How am my brain telling my hand to do that? There's no lever system, right? There's no pulley system, so it's all electricity.
It's all subtle energies, electricity. You eat something. You eat something. whether it's a salad or a piece of protein. It doesn't say, I'm going to turn Heather's finger into her finger, continue to support her finger to make it look like that. It's energy, and it's something that your DNA already knows how to convert. There's something within your body. It's a system. If you want to make it scientific, we can say it has to do with your DNA and physics, where there's a code within you. You eat something, it knows to convert it into your cells, Heather's cells, Stephanie's cells. It's not going to be like, well, okay, this is a piece of beef or a piece of corn, and it's going to look like that. It knows to convert that to whatever you are, your system. And so there's a code within you. And just as there is a code within you with DNA, there is the same subtle energy with all of the things we've been talking about. Learning to understand something that's a little bit more than like we're just sitting here today going, oh, my pants are on.
Right.
But, you can come on and go, hey, man, I felt high today.
Yeah.
Without knowing why I felt like that.
Yeah, because you can still, look, this is what I've said to people.
It's beyond just the remedial everyday stuff.
Right. And you, even if you can't explain it, you still, even if you don't even understand it, you can still feel it. And that's the thing.
It's
like,
an experience.
It is. It's all an
ineffable
experience.
Most of the time. You can't explain it.
No, exactly. Because you don't have anything else to compare it to. But I am telling you, those experiences, and like I said, I've had maybe, a handful of them. Because I've done enough books. I mean, I don't have them in my back seat or anything. But I was dating someone, I'd be like, hey, look at this. This is, if you want to rev it up here, I'm going to give you, a pamphlet.
That's a whole other podcast I want to get to. Like, how many times have I said to someone, I want you to read this because this is where I've come from, and I feel like you need this, and they go, oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
and
but
that's
really
ready for it.
Exactly,
That's
and
a
I don't
whole
pass
other
that. I think. I mean, I don't hand them out, put them on the nightstand.
Here's the watch. We're coming from the Jehovah's.
Yeah, exactly. Knock, 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 sir.
Or,
I think you need this in your life. No, I just simply open the door to it. And if they are questioning it, they'll read a part of it. And if they're not, they're not. But I don't try and dictate for whatever anybody else is doing in their life. This is something that I seek out. But I also realize that I've done a lot of meditating and chanting, so all these things absolutely higher the vibration that we're. And I'm just happy, but like this, I'm telling you something. Like in the last week, I'm like, what is going on with you? I wonder if I got pulled over, if I'd get in trouble.
Well,
like, ma'am, this is a high. I'm like, yeah, but can you find it?
So I'm going to actually come from a place of trying to speak for somebody who's like just very early on in this process.
Right.
Listening to you and me. Mm-hmm. Thinking, what is she talking about?
Right. We've lost them.
So, but you are so experienced, and probably more than me. Maybe
no. I don't have. I just have the experience, not the real knowledge.
I just gauge.
No, I don't think there is. There's so many layers to it because, like, you're very versed in, understanding the whys of it. Me, I just dive in and I go, oh, let me experience it. I don't even know what I'm experiencing, but here's what I'm doing.
But what I'm saying is, there might be somebody listening going, I love this and I want that, but I really don't know what she means or what she means, because she's flying high on this level of, I feel high without being high.
Yeah.
People out there, many people could be thinking, I would love that.
Right. Well, it's kind of.
How do I get there?
Right.
What do I do? Where do I start?
Well, I think it's breath work. It's honestly like Google is the, it's like the wild, wild west. But, there's simple techniques that will teach you how to breathe. That to me is because you got to get that movement. The breath is everything, right? And that's life changing too. I mean, I don't need to tell you that, but that's where I started. Was I looked up tantric sex. What is this? Okay, well, guess what? It's all about a connection. And for me,
It's
I'm
just,
very
I wanna be
connected.
orgasmic like in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
No, it's it's
No,
a whole
it's a
experience.
whole experience, right?
It could be days. It could be.
Yeah,
And
well,
I've
you're gonna
never
need a
really-
lot of water and salt
But
because you
listen,
get cramped
I've
up.
read about it. I've read about it, but I've never actually, and I know that it exists.
Right.
And I know because I can sense. Because
Well, you just know intuitively too. You
can
get
build
to
up to that point where you're right about to like know that
Yeah.
it could if you do it.
exactly.
You just know that it does, but how do you get there?
Okay. Well, again, there's books, there's intros into it. There's for me though, it really is. Do you want to do it? And
You have to think about it and want it.
right, and I want that wholeness with someone.
I
I want to
know.
connect because you
Yes.
carry that much longer than just the act, okay? And I think that's the difference. Like it's like fast food. Yeah, it's going to satiate you immediately, right? But it's not going to sustain you in a way for the future. This, it takes a lot more time. It takes a lot more of your focused energy, but you walk away. Listen, that's the stuff that changes people their I wouldn't even say personalities, but how they're showing up in this world. When you travel lightly, people are attracted to you. It's a thing, right? People are like, oh, I don't know why I like her, but she just brings light to the room, or you know those kind of people, right?
People that just have that type of energy, we use that word a lot, but
Aura.
people that just have that aura or that energy about them where they're like, man, like everybody wants to be around them. They want to be their friend. They want to.
But they want a piece of
they
what
wanna-
that is,
yes.
but they don't know how to get it, and they don't realize that a lot of that is a lot of work that
It's a lot of
somebody
work
does.
because it'd be-
Yeah, like to show up light, like you really are fighting a battle because it's all about where do you put your energy.
But I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that where that comes from? Do you think there's an opposite side to
Yes.
that, where there's a darkness that people are
Absolutely.
attracted to? and they think,
Yes, I think that
I want
yeah.
to be around those people, but they don't really know.
Yeah, well,
that it's the other way.
you're gonna be around whatever you are, right? And I feel like there's this duality in all of us. Look, there's a dark side to me. I mean, there's a
Everyone.
dark side to everyone. People
Everyone.
try to act like there isn't, but they're
There is.
both. I think they're equally needed,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, they are.
Like if I'm
Especially if you're talking about ego and
absolutely,
whole
I don't
other-
think we could survive here without that, egotistical side, a side of it, a healthy little
Something about it.
slice, but not. Yeah, you don't need it to run your whole. You're not a hostage to your ego, hopefully, but
no, but
Yeah.
there's a dark and a light side.
Yeah.
But there are people out there who also do negative, dark energy practices.
oh
that
yeah,
bring certain, power to themselves in a way that harms others. They're siphoning energies and whatever it is.
yeah. Well,
from
they're
other-
embodying something dark, and I know those people exist. I steer clear of any kind of feeling and vibe that I get from anybody like that. Look, karma is karma. So you may take from somebody in this life, but I believe in this karmic wheel, and so
do I.
I do. I'm like, you know what? You stay over there. You have a reason for why ever you're doing what you're doing, right? It's all about an experience, but I want no parts of it. So anyway, all right. Well, we are at 33 minutes. So today was a little interesting. We went a little all over the place. Well, really, really intimate spots, but I think it's something to talk about. Like as an energy worker, this is very cool to feel, that you can have, because for me, meditation, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, this feels good. And it lasts, for a while. But this is like a full on week high of, wow, I have to keep asking myself, did you just gummy yourself? No, it's 8 a.m., you idiot. No, you didn't.
No,
You didn't.
You had a natural experience that's supposed to be there, like
Yeah, like we should be able to attain this. So seriously, ladies, you got any questions? I'm sure the 12 people that we
I have
know are gonna. Yeah, you have questions.
Kidding.
Yeah, no, you want to know the name of the Chinese parlor that I went to? It is in Dormont,
We're
ladies.
making
Yes,
a
it
list.
is.
Making a
Yeah, we'll come up with a list. There's only one, and I don't remember his name. So yeah, but yeah. All right. Thanks.